Hey everybody, welcome back. This is episode 40, and at the start of today's episode, I'm gonna briefly go over something that I was talking about at the end of our last episode, but I wanted to put this in here now, just so that anyone that didn't catch it can hopefully get it from this one. So, you may have noticed that over the past couple of episodes, and for the next few weeks to a month, maybe a bit longer, I'm going to be slowing down the upload schedule a tiny bit. So I'm basically putting it down. You'll probably get a video, like 2 videos a week, maybe a little bit more, maybe a bit less. I'm not sure how it's going to work. It might be every 3 days, 3 or 4 days, something like that. I haven't nailed it down precisely just yet. I'm still trying to kind of get to grips on what my, say like a regular production of videos will be. So I'm just going to slow it down a little bit more. I do apologise that pretty much since I've started this series, it has been all over the place as my upload schedule. I do try and at least make sure you guys get 1 video a week. Obviously, it's been a lot more than that since this series started, but yeah, I just having to slow it down a bit because personal life is getting in the way, and work life as well is not making it easy to regularly put out content and to regularly make sure videos are done. So yeah, I'll try and keep it. I'll make you this promise right now. I will at least do 1 video a week every single week that I possibly can. If there's ever any weeks that I can't, then obviously I will make you all aware of that. But I will try and keep it to every few days if possible, just until I've got things sorted out at home. But on that note, some good news is that I am getting to a point. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a frog in my throat. I am getting to a point in my my living situation that I can actually start doing a lot more editing and recording whilst I'm at home, so I don't just have to have certain times throughout the day and throughout the weeks where I can actually do recording and editing and stuff like that. I'm getting to a point where I can do that on a more regular basis, so I should hopefully be able to get back into a full swing of the series and get us moving, get us shifted in terms of uploading content more regularly. But yeah, it has been a bit difficult recently to maintain the upload routine that I've been on, so yeah. Anyway, for today's episode, we have just started redoing some fruit and veg in the garden. Sorry, just some veg, not any fruit. We've picked up the turnips and stuff like that. We're now planting the carrots. I did also collect the medium health potions. They were finished from the fermenter, and we have stuck the poison resist ones in there as well, just to get them going whilst we're carrying on. In our previous episodes, we have died a fair few times in that new swamp island that we've been on. It's a bit upsetting. Not too bad. A couple of the deaths were justified, but a couple of them were very silly, so it's been a bit up and down as this new swamp island, but we have got a lot of everything that we need there, so I'm pretty happy with this island that we found. And obviously we are going to try and explore it a bit more. I am also thinking in this episode at some point we might start collecting a bit more copper and tin to make a bit more bronze, because there are a few things I've noticed we will need the bronze for. Mainly I want to make another fermenter, or another 2 of them. We'll have 2 or 3 fermenters in total. That's probably as many as we're going to need, but it's just so that when I'm making resistance potions I can make something else as well. So if I need more healing potions or something like that. As you can tell, we've used more healing potions than we have the resistance ones, so if I can make them side by side and have 2 going at once, that'll make life a bit easier for us. Just crafted some mincemeat sauce. That was one of the newer food recipes we unlocked with carrots. We are still waiting for a bunch of turnip seeds to grow, and then to harvest the turnips from those so that we can make the cooking pot upgrade and get the recipes for those turnips, but we've got a few of them so far. Just going to make some more Queen's Jam as well. Could probably do with getting some more blueberries, I'll be honest, because we are running very low on those too, but we'll make do with what we've got for now. Luckily with the Queen's Jam you get 4 of them per one that you make, so it's pretty good. I've also noticed it's pretty close to night time, so we are just going to quickly sleep and get to start of a new day. I believe this is day 49 now. Pretty sure. 50? 49? 49, I thought it was. Okay, so one thing I did notice with our swamp portal that we've got there is, obviously we've put that portal in the Black Forest biome that's right next to that swamp. I'm pretty sure I saw some copper. I'm pretty sure there's a copper node that's right next to the portal, and I have seen a few tin nodes as well. So we don't need to travel too far or too long in order to get some copper and tin. We can literally just go there and do it, and it should be a bit quicker and easier for us to get it with the bronze pickaxe as well. And we can also grab the iron whilst we're at it, as we have found some of the swamp crypts. We haven't explored them yet. We didn't even open it because we were getting our butts handed to us by swamp creatures. But we should at least go and check it out at some point. We want at least 10 iron to start so that we can make 100 iron nails. Because sadly with the iron bars you only get 10 nails from one. You don't get 20 like you do with the bronze. But we need those 100 nails to make the next boat, which is the longship. We haven't unlocked it yet because we haven't got iron or the iron nails, so we will get that recipe once we've crafted the nails. But yeah, that's something else I want to kind of focus on getting to. You can also see a death marker on the map that I've left up. It's because one of the gravestones that I left behind had a couple of items left in it that I couldn't take with me. And I've just decided to leave it there until I'm not confident enough, but at least until I can get the items out of it, get rid of that gravestone, and then we can remove the marker as well. Quite a few skeletons and a Draugr to greet us at the edge of the swamp. There's another one. There's a blob in front of us as well. Don't think he's noticed us yet, but he will do as we get closer to it. Yep, there he is. He's on his way over. Let's get the mace. I do like using the mace to take out the blob. Oh, that is a lot of leeches behind us. Jeez. Go, down he goes. Oh god, that skeleton's going to hit us into the water. What are you doing? Right, take him down. Okay. Those are the two leeches we decided to just swim away. I imagine they'll come back shortly. Yep, there they are, making their way over, but we'll just leave them for now. We don't desperately need blood bags just yet. Blood bags are used in a couple of recipes. There's even a late game food recipe they're used in, so we will want to get quite a few of those when we can. Making quick work of that 1-star Draugr, very proud. That is one of the benefits from the shield that we're currently using. That it took 3 hits to take down that 1-star Draugr, which you wouldn't really expect from a biome that we've only just started exploring. We haven't got any of the upgrades from that biome. But it's the thing about this buckler. So the shield we've got is a bronze buckler. I think I might have covered this before. But there's 3 different types of shield in Valheim. There is the standard shield, so just like a wooden shield. It has a parry bonus, and it also has blocking. Obviously, as most shields do. But it's got, I'd say, about moderate stats of both. So it's not an amazing parry shield. You don't get a huge parry bonus from damage bonus from parrying. But obviously, it has a higher block amount on it. And then you have the buckler, which is the bronze shield we currently have. That is a buckler, so that is your parry-specific shield. So you get a much higher damage bonus from parrying, but you don't have as high a block amount, so you want to parry more than you do block with a buckler. And then you have tower shields. Now with tower shields you can't parry whatsoever. If you try and time your block so that you can parry them, it just won't work. You'll just end up blocking them rather than parrying. But it does have a much higher blocking amount, so it is a good blocking shield. If you're taking heavy hits, it might be worth using one of those. I'm not a huge fan of tower shields. They're very slow, and again, I much prefer parrying because you do get a nice damage bonus from it. And that's one of the reasons why we took down that 1-star Draugr in 3 swings with our sword, was because we have a buckler which has a nice parry amount on it. I'm pretty happy with both shields, the standard wooden one, the standard shield and the buckler. I don't mind using either of them. Although if I had to prefer one, I'd probably say the standard shield is my more preferred option. Because that way I'm still getting the damage bonus, just not as high, but then I'm also getting a decent block amount for if I'm coming up against any particularly hard-hitting enemies, which there are a few of later on in the game. Anyway, what we're doing right now is we are sailing the boat to roughly around the area where the boss spawner is for this island. The reason why I'm putting it here is the same reason as our last episode. It's, well, not to get our death marker, but it's because I want to make it easy for me to grab a bit of iron and then run back to the boat and dump it in there. Obviously, as with copper and tin, we can't take iron through the portal, so we have to sail it back. And this boat is our current level of boat, so it just makes it a bit easier to do it that way. I do also have a little trick for these dungeons or these crypts in the swamp that makes going back and repairing and stuff like that a lot quicker and easier. It makes use of a portal system, but I'll explain that in a bit more detail when we actually do that. For now, we're just sailing over here just so we can get the boat in position. Probably stick a marker down for it as well. Although sticking it by the coast and then having a dungeon nearby it'll still be quite easy to spot. It's one thing I do like about the swamp is it's all nice flat ground. Obviously, it's broken up by a lot of water as well, but you can easily spot your boat from the coast quite quickly. I have seen a couple of different dungeons so far. We obviously found the one that was by the spawner where we died to the Droger Elite, but I'm pretty certain I saw a second one as well when we were going back to get our corpse. So we've got a few options for that, which is that's pretty good. We've got shifting our swamp key there. Oh, I've still got the bloody I've still got the cultivator on me. Whoops. Not going to be able to do anything with that here. I can't cultivate the swampland. Yeah, then again, finding some more turnip seeds would be quite nice. Now I'm going to continue up. Oh god, there's a Droger in the ocean on the ground. What the frick? It's hanging arrows at us. Go away. Yeah, anyway, we're going to continue along this coast a bit further. I'm just having another closer look at this coast. I want to see if we can spot many more of the swamp crypts. In total for this, if we get lucky enough, in total I would like to find anywhere between 5 or 6, maybe more, of these crypts. If we get lucky enough, we might not need more than 4 of them, but depending on our luck with loot and iron drops and stuff like that, we're going to need about 4 or 5, if not 6, maybe more, to get enough iron for what we'll need. Iron is one of those materials that you're going to need a lot of. It's used for a lot of different recipes, and it's used a lot later into the game than just the swamp. So I would recommend bringing back several hundred of it, if not more than that. But again, if we get lucky enough with our crypts, we should be able to find that fairly simply. And now I'm just going to plop the boat here. And we'll take out this blob first. Thank you. Give me your ooze. Oh, there's a few leech as well. Let's grab them. Leeches, leech. I'm not sure which word is correct. I'm pretty sure it's leeches. Okay, so I'm pretty sure... Is that what I think it is? What is that? It looks like a swamp dungeon, but the torches are in the wrong place. Oh, stuck in the water. What is this? Looks like it's upside down. Oh, it's a tower. Right, oh, I'm just blind. It looked a bit like a swamp dungeon entrance, but it also looked like it was kind of protruding out of the ground a lot more than it should have been. Oh, it's a Droger tower. You think that green gas that's in the middle of it, it's another body pile. Oh god, we're taking hits. Ouch, that was painful. Should probably take this out so we're not getting attacked by them constantly. Ah, there's even a bone mass marker in here. That's not bad. So I was wrong about that. I think I said in an earlier episode that in order to find the bone mass location, you would need to go into the actual swamp crypts to find it, but nope, you don't have to. You could get lucky and find one of these towers and it's in there, so that saves us some time. We're still going to have to go in to get the item we need in order to summon bone mass, but it's not too bad. Yep, there we go. Vegivizier. Is it Vegivizier? However you're supposed to say it. Oh no, we've removed the boss marker. There we go, we can put it back on. That was a mistake. There's another jet of flame over there as well, which we're going to ignore that for now. We don't specifically need Surtling cores right now. Oh, there's another dungeon. We don't... Oh, there's a second one behind it as well, quite far off in the distance. Very nice. That's 3 I think we've seen so far. I'm stuck on this tree, come on. There's another runestone to our left, but we don't really care much about that right now. Yes, I'm pretty sure the one we're stood in front of now, this is dungeon number 2. Dungeon number 3 is to our left. There we go, we use the swamp key, it just opens the gate. Can't get in there without it. We're going to mark it on the map as well, we're just going to call it Crypt, I think. Yep, there we are, Crypt. Using the same system that we used in the meadows in the Black Forest, when we go into the underground area, there we are, Sunken Crypt. We'll not clear that marker off, we'll put the red X through that marker once we've cleared this dungeon. And here we are, you can see there are Draugr in this crypt. There are also blobs as well. You might have seen that one come up behind us just then. Yep, there he is. Luckily enough, we have our poison resistance on. Just going to step back here a little bit because we are getting a bit ganged up on. Right, swap to the mace. There we go. Okay, so in here there is a specific thing we're looking for. It's that stuff right in front of us that's blocking the entrance called a muddy scrap pile. Now, I know that these are supposed to be crypts, and crypts are more of like a burial chambery type thing rather than a sewer system, but these muddy scrap piles honestly look like piles of poo, and I honestly believe that the crypts in the dungeon, the crypts in the swamp are sewer systems and not like burial chambers. So yeah, that's just the way I look at them. But anyway, so in order to get iron, all you have to do is grab your pickaxe and start smashing away. Oh, there we go, we've just picked up a withered bone there. So that withered bone is the item I was referring to when it comes to summoning bone mass. I can't remember how many of those you need, I'm pretty sure it's about 10, but you'll get plenty of them over time. But yeah, so with these muddy scrap piles, get your pickaxe out, start whacking them. The good thing about these is they do not take very long to knock down at all. It's not like with the copper nodes, you don't have to hit them several times before the chunk breaks. They all take one hit each, and each block has a chance of dropping, I think it's leather scraps, iron ore, and there's a few other things like withered bone, and you can get a couple of other things as well. Obviously the main thing we want is iron ore. Now, the chance of iron ore dropping is quite low. Sometimes you'll only get a couple of bits per muddy scrap pile, sometimes you'll get loads, and sometimes you won't get any at all. So this is one of the reasons why I say that you probably want anywhere between 4 to 6 of these chambers in order to get enough iron for what you're going to need it for, at least to get started anyway. But the other thing about these crypts is that there are several different rooms to them, and you can find chests like these, which will have pearls. They'll also have the withered bones in, but you can also get exceedingly lucky and find anywhere from about 15 to 25 iron ore in these chests as well. So if you find a dungeon that's got loads of these muddy scrap piles and then it's got chests with iron ore in it as well, you've hit the jackpot there, because you're probably going to get a couple of 100 bits of iron just from that one crypt. But yeah, scrap piles aren't difficult to take down. The only issue is that you have to keep going back to repair your pickaxe, because you still take the same durability damage from taking out the one block, even though it only takes one hit. We can't do it currently because we don't have the materials on us, but I will showcase the little trick that I utilise when it comes to farming these areas. Now these crypts are a lot more maze-like than the burial chambers that we've explored in the Black Forest. You do kind of have to remember where you've been and, you know, kind of stick to it, but the layout at the start of them is very similar to the burial chambers. There's always 3 pathways that you can take. Sometimes one of them might be blocked off, or it might only be a very small pathway into one room, or even just a small tunnel. And sometimes they can be quite long and quite winding, and it can get a bit confusing sometimes to ensure that you've checked everywhere. But once you've cleared out monsters and spawners and stuff like that, they don't constantly respawn, so you're okay there. Once a dungeon is clear, it's clear. It's not going to keep respawning stuff. And sometimes you will find these little entranceways here with muddy scrap piles in them that will be blocked off by, say, like a cave-in of stone, but there's still a muddy scrap pile that you can knock down, so you don't lose out completely, but you just won't get as many. But you can also hit several blocks of the muddy scrap pile at once, so that's quite fortunate. It does save you some time there, because you can take out 5 blocks at once. What's this blob doing? He's just kind of sat on top of the... oh, he's poisoned us, damn it. My resistance ran out. Right, well, I'm trying to drag him away, but he's just sat on top of the scrap pile. He doesn't want to get down. Come on. What are you doing? I don't know if I go close enough you're going to attack me, and I can't hit you because you're too high. What can we do here? We're going to have to jump on him. I think we're going to have to jump on him. Can we stab him? Nope. Wow, that's irritating. Oh, there we go. He's finally decided to get off. Alright, let's just take him down. Okay, let's just finish clearing out the rest of this muddy scrap pile. Another thing about these scrap piles is that sometimes, especially when they're in corridors like this, portions of the scrap pile will have spawned inside the wall, and there will only be a small part of the pile sticking out from the side. You can still hit them, it's just sometimes you can kind of miss with your aim and it'll hit the wall rather than the scrap pile, so you just have to keep positioning yourself in the right place, and you'll eventually be able to clear them out. Sometimes it can be worth it if you get that extra piece of scrap iron that you wanted. There is also one other item we desperately want from these swamp crypts. The main, I think there's only one item specifically. We've got the withered bones, which we need for summoning bone mass. We've got the iron ore, which is obviously the main thing that we need. And then the other item we want as well is something called iron chains. Now, iron chains are used for a few specific crafting things. There is a shield you can make with them a bit later on in the game, and there's a couple of upgrades for workbenches and stuff that you will want. So we will need a fair few of the iron chains. There's a couple of different ways you can get them. The main way being these swamp crypts. You can find them in those chests. So alongside the iron ore in the chest, you can also get the iron chains, withered bones, any of the what are they called? The pearls and gems and stuff like that. You can also get iron. You can also get arrows in these chests. I believe you can get two different types. You can get poison head arrows and iron head arrows. So iron head is the next head arrows that you can get up from the. Which ones are we currently using? The flints. I think you can get bronze head ones as well. Also, the poison arrows are quite nice because you can leave a poison damage over time effect on creatures, which can be quite useful. But yeah, iron chains are quite effective. There is another way you can get them with a specific creature that spawns in the swamp at night time called a wraith, I believe it's called. I think it's a wraith. Basically, it looks like a flying, floating Grim Reaper that chases after you and kind of attacks you. A bit like the ghost that we saw in the burial chambers, but this one has a bit of a body and a form to it. Quite difficult to fight, I will be honest. But yeah, those guys can drop chains. It's just they're not very common, and they only spawn at night, so they can be quite difficult to find. Anyway, we haven't finished clearing out that chamber, as the pickaxe is broken, but we do have some ore. We've got more than 10, so I'm pretty happy with that. We got quite a bit of iron from that, and we didn't even complete the full run, so that's pretty good. But we are just going to start heading back up towards the portal. Next thing I want to do after that, obviously I want to pop back and repair, possibly sleep through the night, as I would imagine it's probably going to get close to the end of the day pretty soon. We also want to come back and grab some of the copper and tin before we decide to sail this iron back. Might as well do that, given that the portal is right on a black forest biome, and I believe there's a couple of bits of copper and tin around, so we can grab those. We still have some tin left over from smelting, but we are going to need some more. I'm pretty certain the main thing I want it for right now is to build another fermenter, but there are a couple of other things we'll need it for in future, so again, getting it now is just easier than waiting. Kind of got the wind with us, but I don't really want to use it because all it's going to do is just keep blowing us towards the swamp. I will also say a quick thing about Bone Mass, the boss of the swamp. His boss ability is probably one of the best in the game, I would say. Certainly one of my more preferred boss abilities to use. Obviously, Eikthyrs is amazing because it's stamina and jump usage, sprinting and jumping stamina, so you can sprint and jump for a long time. You can use it for traveling, and then Bone Mass's ability is more around fighting, which I really like. Again, I will go into more detail and showcase it when we actually unlock it, but just as a little hint. Bone Mass himself can be quite a difficult fight as well, especially if you're new to taking him on. His abilities are quite annoying, I would say, visually annoying, and you can get very quickly overwhelmed in his fight as well if you don't know the priority of how to deal with certain abilities, but again, we'll cover this when we actually take him on. we are going to get an absolute metric ton, whatever. we are going to get a lot of new upgrades when we smelt an iron bar, and even more when we turn that iron bar into nails. So prepare yourselves. There's a lot of recipes we're going to unlock. If you thought unlocking fine wood and bronze was a big upgrade, this one is even bigger. There is so much coming with iron, it's amazing. Especially with weapons and armor as well. You get a much wider variety. You get a larger variety of weapons and stuff you can use. We have unlocked the majority of weapon types with bronze, but there are a couple of different types we haven't seen yet, which you will get with iron. Two-handed weapons being one of the main ones. Although, to be fair, we have seen one two-handed weapon. We haven't made it, but we did cover it when I first saw it in the crafting bench, which was the Stag Breaker. A big two-handed maul or hammer, if you want to call it, using deer heads. It would have been quite useful when we were clearing out burial chambers, but I'm just not a big fan of weapons that attack really, really slowly, and that one attacks really, really slowly, so I was always a bit 50-50 about using it even before this playthrough. I don't know, maybe in future we'll go through the crafting tables and craft one of everything just so I can kind of showcase them. Maybe I'll make a tutorial series in future, if depending on how this series does. It's doing quite well so far. Yeah, we might in future go for a tutorial series where I just kind of craft one of everything, like here's all the bronze items and here's all the iron items and here's how they work and that kind of stuff. And we certainly have collected enough materials to be able to make a majority of things, so it's certainly a viable option. Okay, we're coming up on the portal. Gonna have to park the boat, so to speak. Dock the boat. There isn't really a dock here. Park the boat. Leave it, I would say. Go, start heading towards the coast. Get to the front of the boat and jump. There we go, so the boat will just sit there. Straight through the portal, as the iron is already in the boat's inventory. We need to make sure we remember the tin ore that's in the chest as well. It's only 3 bits, but the more the merrier. Okay, do a quick repair. Got 12 tin, that's not too bad. Gives us enough for what we initially need it for. You dream of a river running uphill, of green shoots turning downward into the earth. It's Bizarro World. And yet again, another morning, another... Oh, dear lord, what was that? Ah, you haven't. Oh, no, he hasn't. Grey Dwarf Shaman, and he's just used his poison spray and taken out like 90% of our dwarves, of our boar. Ah, you better not have killed all of them. I'm pretty sure he done. There's one there. Barry, Bessie. Oh, he didn't kill the named ones. Amazing. Oh, there's another one. Oh, 4. Okay, yeah, we're good. We're good. Actually, that saves us a job in future. Could have taken them all out. He's just culled them all off for us, and we got all the items. Right, let's grab the honey from the beehives. We've got 4 in each. Yep, perfect. Just another reason why I need to build that wall around this base, but we aren't finished with building yet. There is one more building I want to make. At least one more anyway. This one of the... Ooh, our resistance potions are done. Thank you very much, or resistance mead. Yeah, there is one more building I want to build at least, and it comes with the iron upgrades. It's you get some more crafting tables, a couple more crafting tables with iron, and one of them is a stone working table in which you can start building stuff with stone. It's one of the reasons why I've been keeping all the piles of stone in stacks of 50, because we are going to want a lot of it. It's probably going to be our comfort house. Again, it's not going to be a big fancy building with lots of good archaeology. Archaeology? What's it called? I can't remember. It's not going to look like an amazing building. It's literally just going to be a rudimentary block house with a triangular roof on it, but it's going to be where we put all our comfort stuff, I believe. That was at least the plan when I was thinking about it at one point. Right. Let's put this cultivator back in here as we don't need it. There's potions in there. Ah, that's where the potion went. Okay. That'll be why I died to that poison damage and I didn't have a potion, because I left it in that chest. I might have been before that, actually. Also noticed that the bonfire underneath the cooking stations has gone out. Let's grab some wood for those. Come on, show me the fire. There we go. Might as well do this one as well. There's only one bit left in that. Okay, drop the wood. Kind of debating whether or not we make the next boat now, or if we just go back and get the copper. Oh no, we can't make the next boat now. Silly. I haven't sailed the iron back. It's still sat in the pole. Still sat in the boat. That was dumb. I think we're going to make some more potions. Just, I think this is going to be another round of poison resistors. We've got 6, but we might need some more. We got 6? Yes, that is 6. There you go. Poison resistance. Get some more of them. Still got a minor healing potion and the 6 mediums. So we're okay for the healing potions for now. Do I take these antler pickaxes with me? I don't think we're going to need them, to be honest. Nah, we'll leave them. I was just deciding whether or not we should take the antler pickaxes with me for the iron and the copper and tin and stuff, but the portal's right there, so we could literally just run straight back through it and repair if we needed to. The thing about portals now, they just make life so much easier. I don't have to take a million things with me to gather some ores. Right. Gonna check up this way. Now this one obviously isn't copper. I'm pretty sure that big one that's sticking out up there is... Yeah, we can see some flecks of copper going through that one. Let's just double check. Yeah, definitely. Perfect. Alright, let's just start knocking this down. Now this isn't the most fantastic place to be mining copper, I'll be honest, because this is right on the edge of a stone cliff face, and that stone cliff face goes all the way down to the water, and that water looks like a bit of a sheer drop right off the edge, so if we're not careful we could end up losing a chunk or two of copper, but it's not the end of the world. We don't need a huge amount. But we are going to mine the majority of this. Heck, maybe we'll even attract the attention of a troll and get him to do it for us. Maybe. Oh god, we're sliding down already, yep. That was actually a well-timed pickaxe swing there, because it's made a little ledge for us to stand on. That is one thing you can do. The sloped bits of stone, you can use your pickaxe to just knock little ledges into them so that you've got places to stand. It's a really useful trick for the mountain when you're climbing it. I will showcase that, or maybe I'll showcase that. Depends. Oh, hello. Grey Dwarf, go away. Depends if we actually need to. If we get lucky enough, the majority of mountains we find, we won't have to make use of that, but you never know. We'll see what we find when we actually go exploring them. And you can see here I've decided that mining from the top is probably more better for us than mining underneath. Oh, it's stormy. Doesn't look like there's that many creatures around in this Black Forest, although we did clear out the majority of the ones in this area when we first made our portal, although it's been a few days since then, so I would have thought there'd be more. Then again, it is still daytime, so the spawn rate isn't as high for Grey Dwarfs, and I don't think there's any other trolls nearby. Oh. That's just my luck. As soon as I open my mouth about monsters not being around, a monster shows up. Don't think... Oh no, we did drop something down there. I think it's just stone. Yeah, it is. Okay, that's not too bad. I'll pick it up anyway, just to be sure. We are probably just going to drop the majority of stone chunks, just like that. We're going to drop them off the edge and hopefully just chuck them into the ocean. Littering, I know, but we don't really need stone right now, so I don't want it filling up my my inventory and my carry weight. Probably going to end this episode in a few minutes as well. We'll give it a few more minutes of mining. I do kind of like the way that some surfaces, like this this copper surface in front of me, has got kind of a gleamish like shine to it because it's raining. Now the weather effects and the sideways rain that you can see on the screen as well. You can tell a lot of thought and a lot of effort has gone into the creation of this, which I do enjoy. I am also just quickly whilst we're getting close to the end of the episode and all we're really doing is mining. I am also looking for another game or another series that I can start doing. What I'm thinking is I might put out like a poll or something. I might just make a quick video where it's just I'll give like people a list of like games that I currently play, games that I'm interested in playing, and see what people would excuse me, need to clear my throat. Put out a list of games that I'm interested in playing and stuff, and just see what people would prefer to have a series on. I will say that when I started playing Valheim, a big part of me did think maybe I should go for, you know, sticking to survival crafting type games like this one, because I do play a lot of those. I have got a lot of them. There are a few that I quite thoroughly enjoy. But, you know, there's a lot of different games I play. I mean, recently I've been playing a lot of Baldur's Gate 3, stuff like that, so... You know, well, I think I'll just put it out as like a poll for the channel, then people who subscribe and people who watch this series, you can always go and have a look at that video when I eventually put it up and give me your opinions on what you think we should do next in terms of a series. Obviously this series isn't even halfway through, so we've still got plenty of time left on it, but you know, just thinking of something else that I could also start doing. I don't just want to have one series on my channel, I want to, you know, start doing some other ones as well. But yeah, I think we're going to get close to the end of the episode now, so... Probably just gonna start sailing back. I've got some copper, put the tin in there as well. But yeah, I think we'll end the episode here. So thank you everybody for watching. Certainly hope you've enjoyed this one, and I shall catch you in the next episode where we'll continue mining some copper.